Hello again. 5 days after it disappeared, there's still no wreckage and no clear explanation about what went wrong with the missing Malaysia Airlines flight. So what could have happened? Well, here with us is Captain Chris Lankey, who is a retired pilot. Captain, thank you for joining us on Sky News this afternoon. What do you think happened?
Well, I could put forward an argument, like many people have over this incident, that quoting from other examples of things that have gone horribly wrong and saying that that could have occurred on this airplane. Like this morning, I heard somebody talking about depressurization, etc., etc. But I could put forward an argument, for example, that the only thing we know for sure is that somebody turned off that transponder in the middle of the South China Sea. And I could say that somebody went to the toilet, one of the two pilots, the other one closed the door and locked it and decided he wanted to die that day and flew the airplane into the sea, having switched the transponder off. This is what happened to the Egypt airplane.
But we don't know that's happened in this particular case,
no, we don't know anything.
So what do we know? What can we deduce?
The only thing we know for sure is that somebody turned that transponder off, and from there on in, nobody knew what happened to the airplane.
Could it not have been faulty?
In 40 plus years, I have never known a transponder to fail. No,
Where is the transponder?
It's right behind the two pilots in the cockpit.
What does it do?
Well, just at the beginning of the Second World War, we invented this stuff called radar, and it was probably what saved us. And what happens is that you blast up radio frequencies to the air, and it hits metal surfaces like an airplane, is reflected back down to the screen and shows up as a blip, which is you or hundreds of other airplanes. And that is called primary radar. But what we have on the airplane is called secondary radar. And we have a transponder, a secondary radar transponder, and they send up a line of sight type radio beam which hits the airplane, and this transponder then is activated and sends a signal back down to the ground. And what it means is that it lasts for a lot further than just primary radar does.
Okay, so basically it tells the people on the ground where the aircraft is.
It tells you where it is,
it
can tell you how fast you're going, it can tell you what height you're at. In fact, that, you know, as many things from the transponder is transmitted to the ground, which is why they knew where they were at a certain point at 35,000 feet.
If there'd been a catastrophic failure and this plane had fallen into the sea, is that not when the transponder might have been lost?
Indeed, the transponder might have been lost if, for example, there was a bomb went off, etc., etc. But then we come down to the fact that there are more things in an airplane that floats than sinks. And they found no debris whatsoever at that stage.
Tell me about the 777. How safe an aircraft is it?
Well, there is a thing which says that pilots always think the airplane they fly is the best one, but I fly all the Boeings except the baby one, the 73. And I think the 78 is in fact now the latest Boeing, but the 777 is a fantastic airplane, no question about it. I think it's absolutely wonderful, and as usual, every one that comes along after that is better than the one before. And as I said, it is one of the latest airplanes in the sky, and I'm sure nothing went really wrong with the airplane that would have caused it just to fall down into the ocean.
Okay, there are some reports that it turned around and it was heading back in the direction whence it came. But that wasn't picked up on the transponder.
No.
As you say, transponder, we lost the transponder for whatever reasons.
Yeah.
There are speculations to why that might have happened. How long might it take to find this aircraft or the debris of this aircraft?
Well, I think they will know in the next couple of days. I do. I mean, they've.
Because you were involved with the Air France incident, weren't you?
Well, I mean, that happened to me. It was a problem with the pitot tubes. Basically, they were getting iced up and blocked up, and it looked as though we didn't have any speed at all in the flight deck. But I mean, that's impossible. Airplane fly because they've got wings, really, not because they've got engines. It's something called Bernoulli's theorem, and it's been doing.
That's getting too complicated for me, Captain, I have to say. But so you think that within the next few days we will have a clear idea of where this aircraft is,
right,
and more importantly, what's happened
we
to
will
these
start
poor
to pick
people
up the technology, and they will know what happens. I mean, I don't know if Malaysia had this equipment, for example, in British Airways and the Italians, where I've been recently. the 777 continually broadcasts the black box information to the base. I mean, it's just unbelievable. You know, it's just the latest airplane.
It's great to talk to you, Captain. Thank you so
you.
much for joining
You're more
us.
than welcome.
Thank you very much
More than
indeed.
welcome. Thanks.
Bear with us for 1 second, Captain, if you would. Thank you.